Hello guys, in this video I'll show you how to set up an infrastructure for $1 million a month e-commerce business. I'll show you how I did it myself. I'll show you all of the mistakes that I have made over the last 8 years as e-commerce entrepreneur. My name is Alex Fedotov, if you don't know me, and in the last 8 years I've generated over $100 million in sales with e-commerce business, and I've made all of the possible mistakes. All of the things that you shouldn't do, I did, and so I want to share all of my experience. I want to share with you all of the moving parts that go into building a sustainable 8-figure business so that you can replicate that for yourself and you can set up an amazing business. It will be quite extensive tutorial. Please make sure that you subscribe to my channel. And by the way, please comment slides below if you want access to this full presentation, because I'll cover some SOPs, I'll have some links, I'll have certain things that I've taken from our business that I want to share with you, and all of them in a single presentation that I'm sharing on screen right now. Please comment slides if you want to get it. All right, so these are the moving parts for a $10 million e-commerce brand, right? Number one, you want to have payment processors. That's what we'll discuss. We'll discuss the ad accounts. We'll discuss pages and funnels. We'll discuss the technical work, all of the technicalities that go into building the process, testing landing pages and stuff like that. Product research. We'll discuss the ad strategy. I'll take you inside of some of our ad accounts. I'll show you exactly what's working for us right now. Then backend optimization, team building, and then corporate structure. How to minimize taxes, how to make sure you're in the right location, the right time. I'm not an advisor in corporate structure, but I'll share with you some things that I have seen work. So number one is payment processors. And this is one of the biggest bottlenecks in most businesses. And what you want to do here is you want to have backup. This is what I would recommend. And scaling becomes very easy when cash flow issues are fixed. And cash flow issues, for the most part, will be caused by payment holds, reserves. If you've been in e-commerce for some time, you probably face some of those. So number one is PayPal. PayPal is a tricky one. It's probably everyone who's watching this video had some issues with PayPal. Please comment cheat sheet for PayPal. I'll share with you all of the best practices when it comes to PayPal, some of the things that you need to learn. Then Shopify payments, another very important one, which is the most basic, which is most people use. But you don't want to rely just on Shopify payment. You want to have alternative processors. You want to have Checkout.com, Maverick. There's many other ones. And if you want introductions or if you need some help with that, please DM me on Instagram. I'll introduce you to some good people. One thing that you want to avoid is a high volume on PayPal, which means processing a lot of transaction and a lot of volume on PayPal, which could be tricky in some countries like Germany, where 50-60% of the sales come from PayPal. So it becomes very easy to accumulate $100, $200, $500,000. And then if something happens to your account, or they introduce a reserve, they introduce holds, whatever happens, so they might shut down your account with no notice, then obviously you're in a very vulnerable position as a business. So ideally you want to avoid high volume with PayPal. You want to pay from PayPal to your supplier. You want to pay to your bank account if you can, but you want to avoid having a lot of money accumulated on PayPal. There's a legal help that you can get in order to minimize those reserves so you have more cash flow and you can scale your business faster. And another thing that I would recommend is to rotate processors often. Let's say you process $100,000 here, $100,000 here, $200,000 here, but you're not holding, let's say, $1 million per month or a few million dollars per month just in one payment processor. You want to have diversified infrastructure, or work with someone who can help you to set up that infrastructure so you do not process just on one let's say $1 million or a few million dollars. This is very risky. So at the end of the day, good marketing, advertising, and products are dependent on your processors. This is it. This is where the money comes, right? And if it doesn't flow farther, if you don't have that cash flow, obviously your business is very vulnerable and you will not be able to scale. Now we move to a second most important constraint, ad accounts. If you're advertising on Meta, you're advertising on Google, you're advertising on different platforms, maybe you're advertising on TikTok, you need a system for sourcing ad accounts, and you always want to have backups. Let's say something happens to your main ad account and you're spending $10,000 a day, right? So what happens next? Your business goes from $10,000 a day and ad spend to zero, right? Your revenue goes from $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 a day to pretty much zero or very limited sales. Your business is very vulnerable. At the same time, you have all of the overhead, you have all of the expenses you need to pay. So you want to avoid that and you want to have a backup. So if something happens with your account, let's say your account gets banned, along with all of the assets, along with all of the pixels, then you still have the pixel hosted somewhere on the BM that you don't use, and you can still share it with another BM. So you can still continue to advertise without losing all of the valuable data that you have paid for. Also, you need to watch your feedback score. Feedback score has a tremendous impact on deliverability of your ads, on the quality of traffic that you're getting. And if ad account shuts down, your business cannot go down. This is the most important principle. You just have to realize, what do I have to put in place? What kind of infrastructure I have to build in order for my business to still function and still operate, and I still can pay salaries to my team members. I can still operate. I can still have some profit to reinvest back into the business. I can still pay money to myself to afford my lifestyle. If your ad account shut down, your business cannot go down. And if you need any help with that, please just DM me on Instagram and I'll see how I can help. So from my experience, processors and ad accounts are the first bottlenecks to solve in business. You have to focus on these first, and only after that you start building all of the other processes, all of the other infrastructure. Now we get to pages. Pages are also very important. The reputation of your page matters a lot, and the feedback score can literally affect your ads to go from like 2x ROAS to like 1.1 ROAS, right? So this is very important. Now there's certain ways to fix low feedback scores. You can buy feedbacks if necessary. I do not recommend it, but you can definitely do it, because I would recommend to focus on customer support, shipping time, and product quality. Identify where the constraint is. What causes the most feedbacks to be negative, and then address that issue specifically. Maybe it's your product quality, right? Maybe your battery in your product doesn't work, or maybe the quality of your product, it comes in a very like damaged packaging. Maybe you need to package your items better. So all of those things are impacting feedback score at the end of the day, and you need to identify where the constraint is and how to fix it. Also, when you're buying a new page, you need to warm them up. What I recommend is 7 days, run engagement ads, post on the page every single day, and even when you're running ads, I recommend posting daily on the page. This helps to show Facebook that this is legitimate page. This is not just some drop shipper that wants to sell some random products and then disappear. In our business, we always have backup pages, and we also use whitelisted pages. I want to show you what that could look like for you, so you can start advertising your products, not just from the main page like most people, but also from external pages, so that you drive traffic and people don't even know that that's your brand because you're advertising it from a different page. So there is this brand called Afir Beauty. As you can see, it has so many different pages. It has its own page here. It's called Afir Beauty, but then it advertises from so many different pages here, right? It advertises Kimi Lashes, Courtney Swan, like all of these pages it advertises from. And so what it does is kind of like creates an omnipresent effect where it's like, oh wow, it seems like this person is talking about this brand. This person is talking about this brand. This person is talking about this brand. And so they have this whole infrastructure, and then whenever people see the brand, it seems like it's everywhere. And that's exactly what you want to achieve. You don't want to just rely on one page for your business. You want to have the whole infrastructure. And then if something happens, again, with your main page, maybe feedback score goes down or something else happens, you can still get sales. You can still advertise from those other pages. You just put more ad spend behind them, and you can still be profitable, and you can still be in business and maintain your sales. So the common trend that I see, payment processors, ad accounts, pages, all need backups. You want to have this whole infrastructure in order to make sure that you sustainably in a business, you're sustainably getting sales, you're sustainably making profit every single day. The next aspect is the technical work. And so you want to have a process for creating websites and landers. If you've been building your own websites or your own landing pages, shout out to you. But you need someone on your team who can actually create these landing pages and create them consistently, fix all of the technical issues that occur, because landing pages and where you're driving traffic to has one of the biggest impacts on your profitability. You can have one landing page that converts at 1%. You can have another landing page for the same product that converts at 2%. So literally you're making 2x more money from that other landing page, right? So this can have a tremendous impact on your profitability. And what I would recommend is to test at least 3 to 5 landers per month. And I'm even attaching here the swipe file of some of the great landing pages. This is from the company called Fairmat, right? Great company. They put together this swipe file of all of the landing pages and different formats. Reasons why you should buy the product. Healthy ingredients for a better you. You have 2 benefits beyond the taste. People cannot stop talking about it. So you have different reasons to buy the product, and at the end of it, on the bottom, you see the actual product. This is just one format, and there's so many of them. You have another one here. It's a different format of the page. Revolutionize the way you do your makeup. Different format here. Pre-selling the product before you can actually see the price. This is very important. A lot of people just driving traffic to product pages. Here's a price, here's a product, buy it. I mean, unless your product is like $10, $20, something very emotional purchase, you want to give more thought to the process that you're selling your products with. You want to give more education. You want to pre-sell your product harder. So when the person actually lands on the product page, they're actually pre-sold on the product, and it's like they just want to buy it, right? That's you want them salivating for your product. And so I have this whole cheat sheet here with all of these landing pages. Again, shout out to these guys at Therma. They put together this tremendous resource. And please comment Lander if you want me to create a full swipe file of high converting landers. I know exactly what's working, what doesn't, kind of like observing so many different brands and what's working for different formats, advertorials, funnels, like all of those things. So please comment Lander if you want me to put it together. Funnels is a separate topic. Please check my YouTube channel. Some videos maybe pop up here where I explain funnels in the greater detail, again, with examples, exactly how to build them, what platforms to build them on. Funnels can also change your business drastically. Again, one of the highest leverage points, landing pages, funnels. The continuous CRO improvement, in my experience, must be a focus to build a profitable e-commerce business. Entrepreneurs launch a page, one product store works decently, and they just stick with that page for years, right? That's not what you want. You want to be innovative. You want to introduce some new stuff. You want to test some new stuff because you never know what works. Maybe a different format for the landing page can double your business. You want to continuously test and you want to continuously innovate. Now we switch to product research and new product launches. This is so important, also so neglected by most entrepreneurs. But in general, I like niche stores. I like when, let's say you start with one product and then you start stacking products within the same niche. So you build a niche store, and that niche store can do a lot of volume, and it's also very focused. You're selling to one type of prospect, to one type of person. So now you really understand who they are. So now your marketing can be a lot more efficient. And so my favorite tool here is GetHooked for this. GetHooked has this tremendous functionality. I can literally spy on any brand and I can see how many ads they launch on the particular month. I see whether they're using videos, whether they're using images, carousels. I see, for example, in April, they launched 32 new ads. In May so far, they launched 12 ads. And I can see where they're driving traffic to. I can see all of their landing pages. I can see all of their advertorial. I can see the whole data here, and it's delivered and it's scraped every single day. So I don't have to go to ad library and like, oh, what are the new ads these people launch? I don't want to go and do all of that hard work. I want all of that delivered to me on the silver platter. They also have this like top performing. So these are the longest running ads. So for example, this ad has been here for the last 7 months. I like to use GetHooked for this. It gives me a lot of different brands. It gives me a lot of different products. So these are all of the brands that I'm spying on simultaneously. And it scans for me every single day to see which products are resonating, which products are working, what are the top landing pages, and I can see all of that in one dashboard. And with my business, I want to focus on problem research, not product research. What matters is what problem that product is solving, so that you can introduce some other product that's solving that specific problem, or you can improve the existing product that already is selling, maybe make few adjustments to it, see what people complain about. And when you focus on the problem, then you really understand your customer and why they're buying your product. And then with all of this understanding, sell people the products that they actually want and solve their problem for them. So if you're starting with one product, I would recommend to focus on introducing 2 to 3 new products per year. Right? That's so important, because then you're not just focusing on one product, but you diversifying your risk. And maybe you'll find another product that you can advertise on the front end. So now your business becomes a lot more sustainable. Also, if you want to build a sustainable business, I would recommend to introduce some consumable or subscription products like supplements or accessories. And I'll give you some examples here. Rise Superfoods, they built a very successful business pretty much with one product. It's a mushroom coffee, but it's a consumable product. So pretty much you need it every single month. And another great example here is Bio Optimizer. So if you look at this website, they have so many products, but all of them are consumable, right? So they have some, you can see some digital products here, but most of these, if you buy them today, in 30 days, you'll need to buy them again, right? That's what's important to build a sustainable business, because now you have all of those customers coming back. You don't have to pay for the customer acquisition again. You don't have to pay for Facebook ads again, but now you're getting sales. Now your profitability exponentially increases because you're not acquiring, you're not spending marketing dollars, which is probably one of the biggest expenses in your business right now. Another great example here, Manscaped, they started with a gadget, right? But you can see what kind of products they have now. You have this product here, kind of like a set of products, gadgets. Your pig hygiene plan includes a free fresh blade, $19 plus tax every 3 months. No commitments, cancel anytime. So all of them, they come with a subscription, because let's say you have this, but then you need this fresh blade because you're using blades and it's consumable. So either you have the supplements or something that people eat or consume or put on their skin, or something that is membership, right? Where people are in the membership program, they're getting charged every single month to be part of that membership program. If you think about Netflix, if you think about Amazon Prime, if you think any of these platforms, why they're so successful, because they don't have to acquire that same customer again. They just acquire the customer and then they try to maximize the lifetime value. So if you already have some momentum in your business, maybe you're doing, $50, $100, $200,000 per month, you want to be thinking, what other products I can introduce on a membership basis, or maybe some consumable products, so that I can maximize the lifetime value of my customer. So ad strategy is not as complicated as people make it. So here I am inside of the ad account. As you can see here, in the last 30 days, we spent $237,000 here, and we've generated $556,000. Pretty good return on ad spend blended. Our break-even ROAS here is about 1.35, which is pretty decent. So we're highly profitable here. You can see here, right? All of the structure for the ad account is very simple. This is not where we're spending the most amount of time or we're paying the most amount of attention, because we just want to keep it simple. And one of the biggest campaigns here is Advantage Plus, which is something I highly recommend you guys use. And then we're feeding that campaign with a lot of creative. So this campaign here spent $419,000, and we have fed this campaign with 59 different ads. So we are consistently adding new creatives to these ad sets, right? We're just giving Facebook more and more room to optimize. You can see some of them perform, some of them don't perform as much, so we turn them off. We're looking at a 3-day window, right? So pretty much seeing which creatives, let's say they perform, but then for some reason they stop performing. At some point, we're also reactivating those ads that didn't perform, and then also see whether they kind of catch up with a new performance. Maybe they're hitting a new bucket of the audience that hasn't been hit before. We're using 1-day click for the optimization, and that's what I recommend for you to do. I recommend just to keep it simple, focus on the creatives. Advantage Plus is a big winner right now. You can also play with cost caps and bid caps, but only after you have found the creative that resonates. This is by far the most important thing to realize with Facebook ad strategy, because a lot of people trying to play with cost caps and bid caps and all of these tactical little things before they dial in their creative, before they dial in the images, the videos that actually convert, before they find that product market fit and find something that converts. So focus on the creatives first, focus on something that resonates and gets you a good CPA on a low budget, and then try to replicate it and try to scale budgets to the higher level, but only after you found something that works. There's no advertising secret. It's pretty much medium, message, and market, right? So let's say your market is 65-year-old women or men, right, that have a particular problem. Your message is your ads and your creative. And medium is Facebook. And Facebook is so smart, literally Advantage Plus campaigns is where you don't even have to put any targeting. You're literally just choosing the countries and you let Facebook figure it out. Facebook has so much data on everyone, on us. Facebook can optimize and find the buckets of buyers and show your ads specifically to those buyers. Website conversion rate, creatives and angles, those are by far the most important things that will give you the competitive advantage, because as ad costs are continuing to rise, you want to introduce more of these creatives and you want to consistently optimize your funnels, as I explained earlier, to make sure that your conversion rate is on point, your average order value is on point, so you have a great foundation to start driving more and more traffic to your website and still be profitable. Now we come to the backend optimization. In my perspective, the way I see it is email, and we send 3 to 7 emails per week. We test new products with email as well. I think that's a phenomenal way to test before you order inventory, before you get excited about some new product. If you have a good enough email list, even if you have 5,000-10,000 people on your email list, you should be sending new products to that list. Just create a landing page, collect payments from people, see whether they would actually pay for that product. And if they pay, phenomenal. You now just found another winner for yourself. And if they didn't, now you will not make a mistake of buying thousands of units of inventory that wouldn't even sell. We also have it on SMS. I want to share with you something that will drive a lot of revenue for you, because this is e-commerce marketing calendar with all of the major holidays. For example, we have a New Year's sale, or we have a Singles Day sale, or we have Halloween, or we have Father's Day, or we have Memorial Day, or we have Easter, we have Mother's Day, we have Valentine's Day. And besides those, you have different occasions here. If you want to send emails to create awareness for specific things, like National Missing Children's Day, right? Or National Water a Flower Day, National American Eagle Day. That's very cool, right? If you're selling in patriotic niche, there's a holiday. Now you have the occasion to send people email, SMS, create a special sale, give a free gift, create a special occasion for people to buy your product. Obviously, card abandonment, super easy win for you with SMS. And ideally, both of these combined should be 25 to 30% of your total sales. So let's say if you're generating $100,000 per month, 30,000 of that should be coming from email and SMS. And if it's not there, then maybe you should work with some good agency, or maybe you need to replace your agency, or maybe you need to kind of just pay more attention to that, because those customers and those sales are a lot more profitable. You can get 60, 70, 80% profit margins on those because you already spend money acquiring those customers in the first place, and ad spend usually it's like 25, 30, 50, 60% of your total revenue. So you're not spending extra money to acquire these customers, to acquire these leads, and that should be a lot more profitable for you. So focus on getting this number to 25, 30% of your total sales, and you should be doing very well. Now we get to the team building, right? And so what I like with team building, the structure that I like to have is consolidated lean. Initially, you would start with one person for multiple tasks. So pretty much the transition would be from generalist to specialist over time. Let's say you start your business, and let's say initially you're building your own website, you're running your own ads, editing your own videos, like you do the whole cycle. Maybe you're communicating with your supplier as well, like you do the whole cycle. And let's say by doing that, you get your business to 100K per month. I think it's very realistic. I have seen people just by themselves, one person getting businesses to $200,000, $300,000 per month with great profit margins, obviously, because you have low overhead. But then as your business grows, let's say you hire someone and that person does customer support, right? So now you are just outsourced one part of the business. And let's say you hire a media buyer that's very skilled. And media buyer, let's say he's good with putting together product pages or advertorial. He's good with running ads, right? He's doing all of those things. So eventually where you want to get to is for that person to do one thing, to be a specialist, because there's a lot more efficiency that that person can have if they only run Facebook ads and communicate feedback to the creative team to create new assets, stuff like that, versus if they're doing the whole cycle, because there's only so much time that they can dedicate to different aspects of the business. And so that's kind of the structure that I recommend, but you want to start with consolidated and lean. I have seen entrepreneurs, doing 50, 100K per month, and they started hiring like, I need to hire like COO, Chief Operating Officer. Bad mistake. Don't do that. Like it's too early. Or they're hiring, let's say, CEO. I have seen people like doing 50K per month and hiring a CEO for their business. There's literally no business. 50K per month is not a business. It's a gimmick. It's a hobby, right? It's something that you get initial momentum with. Obviously, you can build it to great volume, great scale, but this is not a sustainable business. Business is something that's doing 1 million per month, 10 million per month. This is a business. And so don't hire too early. You want to keep it lean. You want to keep your overhead as low as possible. And that's how you maximize your profit margins so you can reinvest into growth. And once you have growth, now you have the capital to invest in hiring some amazing people, because oftentimes, hiring amazing people costs money and it's not cheap. And you have to pay them like 5K per month, 6K per month, 10K per month, depending on the position you have. Focus on accumulating capital. Focus on having some money in the bank so you can reinvest it in hiring, in inventory, in growing your business. Some of the most important roles that you would hire on this stage is copywriter. So this is someone who writes the copy for advertorials, who writes scripts for the ads. You can hire someone to build funnels. You can hire someone to edit ads. You can hire someone to manage your supply chain and talk to your suppliers. But copy is literally what this business is. Copy is communicating to your customers with a language that they resonate with and buying your product, writing the scripts for your advertorials, writing the scripts for your VSLs if you're using that. So copywriter, if you don't have one on your team, you'll need to bring someone to help you with that. A video editor and designer, this is another aspect. For example, I'm not good with video editing. I literally suck at video editing. I suck at design. Like, I don't understand those things. I would need to kind of complement my deficiencies. If I'm not good at that, I need to hire someone who complements my deficiencies. So all of this starts with realizing, okay, I'm good at copy, I'm good at marketing, but my operations really suck. So let's say you get your business to 300, 500K per month. Now you have the capital to hire some good, maybe project manager, someone who would help you with operations, but focus on profits first, focus on marketing first, and then build the operations behind as the business grows, as you have more margin. Second, website builders. Initially, you can do it by yourself, no problem. Shopify is very easy to use. There's a lot of great landing page builders like Raplo or GemPages or Pagefly. Literally, you have the templates. You can move things around and you can do it by yourself initially, but then over time, I would start hiring for that specific role for someone to build these pages for you. And you can start with freelancers on Fiverr or Upwork, see how they work, see if they're fast in communication, see how the quality of their work, see whether those pages convert for them. And then as you kind of give them more and more value, try to bring those people on board full time so they're only working with you, they're not working with 20 other clients, and they can produce a lot more landing pages. And then you can hit those numbers, like 3 to 5 landing pages per month. You can easily hit that number and ideally get even higher than that. Customer service representatives, this is one of the first roles to hire for. You can hire VA, but you have to constantly give them feedback, review their work. What I like to do, like even on this stage of my business, I like to go into email and see what emails we have and how we are responding to those emails, whether we are treating our customers well. And maybe there's certain objections that people have in the emails that could be reflected on the marketing side. So let's say someone in the email is asking, will this product work for me if I have X or if I have Y? Maybe we were not transparent enough on the landing page, in our marketing, in our ad copy, that this product can help them if they have X, Y, or Z condition. So this will help you to find new marketing angles for your ads. This will help you to find new angles for your products as well. Having that constant feedback loop with your customer support team is super important. So even if you hire someone, you hire a VA, you train them, you always want to be monitoring that and getting some fresh ideas from the customer service so that you can do better marketing on the front end. At about 200, 300K per month, I would recommend hiring project manager or a media buyer if that takes a lot of your time, if you're managing the ads. You can start hiring like a media buyer, maybe assistant initially, so they can pick up your skills and pretty much kind of like over time take over with managing all of the ads. But this is work in progress. Unless you want to hire someone who's experienced, then you'd have to pay them like 5, 7, 10K per month for a good media buyer. With project manager, you can get some very good project managers for like $2,000 a month, and you can hire those people on Upwork, and they will help you to organize the processes in your company. It will help you to build some dashboards. It will help you to kind of like create some SOPs for new team members that joining your team. So let's say if you're very good on the creative side with marketing, with copy, then project manager is someone who would complement your deficiencies if you don't currently have a partner that has those skill sets. And to take your business to the next level, you definitely need a creative team. Creative team is something that will help you to ramp up your creative production, will help you to test more ads, will help you to increase your ROAS, will help you to spend more money on ads, because you'll be just supplying a lot of new creatives to Facebook, which will help you to increase your volume and will help you to get more ads to the system. So here are different strategies and different stages for the creative team. You start with CEO, you would have creative strategies, media buyer, creative coordinator, and video editors that are reporting to the creative strategists. So creative strategists would supply them with ideas. Video editors would send them ads back. Creative strategists would say, okay, change this little thing or change this little thing. And then creative coordinator is the person who would be communicating with new creators, would talk to them, would arrange new content with them, would arrange the fees, like all of that stuff. So this is kind of like a lower level position, but definitely will help creative strategists to focus on new ideas, new angles, and new things that can move the needle. And then as your team grows, you would move to this structure where you have CEO, you have few creative strategists, you have few media buyers. They would still have a creative coordinator to help with those lower value tasks, but then you also would have a copywriter. So let's say creative strategist finds some ads from the competitor and says, okay, so this seems to be working for our competitor, this particular angle. Can we create some scripts for that? And then copywriter would actually create those scripts, would send it back to creative strategist, they would send it back to the video editor using the content from creative coordinator that was supplied from all of the creators that they're working with, right? And so now video editors have something to work with, have some B-roll they can integrate into ads, have some scripts that are recorded by content creators, so it looks very genuine UGC type of content. And that's how you ramp up your creative production. That's how you get to 20, 30, 50 ads per week, which I recommend should be a baseline for every e-commerce business. So all of these resources were provided by my friend Salif. He runs a creative agency, so he basically sources creatives for all of the clients, coordinates the whole process, and helps them to increase the output. So Salif, shout out to you. Like, this is a great resource that is valuable for everyone who wants to ramp up their creative production. The goal is to eventually remove yourself as a bottleneck, so you have different buckets of the team. You have customer support team, someone in charge. You have marketing team, someone is in charge. You have logistics team, someone is in charge, and that person would arrange most of the things. Unless something is super urgent and super important, they would reach out to you, but you're not a bottleneck. You only need it when there's some bigger picture stuff or there's some big questions or big issues, and that's where you come in. This way you have time to think about the future of the business, what new products you want to introduce, what is the vision for the business in general, what you're building, and that will help you to become a proper CEO. Now we're getting to the corporate structure. This is very exciting stuff. There's certain high-tax countries, like Europe sucks for the most part. Germany, Austria, France, those countries suck, and we have some clients, from those countries. Eventually, they either move to Dubai. There's some people moving to Bali or Thailand, so they have lower cost of living on their side, and also they're optimizing their businesses for tax efficiency. If you communicate with people who have actually done it, and we have a lot of them in our community, then you'll find out out exactly what kind of people can help you with that, some specific lawyers, attorneys, accountants that can help you structure this whole ecosystem to also keep it legal. It's very important to keep it legal, keep it clean, so then you don't get like knock on the door one day and like, hey, you owe us like $1 million in taxes. You don't want that. And this will help you to optimize for profitability so you can invest more in your team and inventory. These are two biggest capital allocation buckets, but this will help you a lot because let's say if you're paying 50% tax and you lower it to 10%, now you have 40% more profit that you can reinvest into the growth of your business. Obviously, some people would spend that money on Lamborghinis. As part of that, you probably would have to establish companies in other countries. Again, if you need help with that or if you need some introductions, please DM me on Instagram. There should be my Instagram below this video so I can connect you with some people or I'll see if you're a good fit for our community where we have all of these resources. We have people who have actually done it, who are operating companies with great efficiencies. And in order to kind of facilitate these structures, you have to either restructure your business or you have to relocate. You'd have to move your companies around. You would have to create like a structure with different companies in different countries in order to make this structure happen fully legal. So the goal is to streamline the process and keep the money you make. Say you make $100,000 in profit and then you pay 50% of that in tax, 60% in some countries, not very efficient, right? Or you pay 0% or 10%. Now you have $90,000 invested back into business, hire some awesome people, and build an amazing brand. All right, so key takeaways: optimize payment process, add accounts, pages, and BMs first so that your business has no fluctuations. You can operate consistently and predictably and profitably every single day. Create an infrastructure for this. It will pay for itself many, many times. Focus on team building once you dial in the most important parts, right? These things here, probably no one will do it for you. You'd have to get your hands dirty, optimize all of those things and do them first, and then start making more money, making more profit, and reinvesting and building the team. So the goal here is to protect your business while being as profitable as possible. So comment slides below this video so I can send you this whole presentation. I can send you some extra resources as well. Maybe I can introduce you to some people and we'll see how I can help you to get your business to that 8-figure mark. And if you need some extra help, please DM me right on Instagram. My Instagram is Alex Fedotov, 3F at the end. If you want to get my team's help to implement some of these things into your business, put all of these things together, introduce you to the right people, and just accelerate that process significantly. So it's not for everyone. It's only for people that want to grow, ready to invest into their growth. But if that's you, I would love to chat with you and see how we can help. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you watch until this point, shout out to you. Please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss more tutorials like this. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you have any feedback for me whatsoever, or if you want me to cover some certain topics, please let me know in the comments so I know what to create content on. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.